Housing remains the #1 priority for Fayetteville Mayor Molly Rawn. She took office a little over 2 months ago, but is highlighting things her administration has already accomplished, as well as sharing her goals for the future. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer has some of her points from her State of the City address tonight.
She was sworn in only 10 weeks ago, but Fayetteville Mayor Molly Rawn says she and her administration have hit the ground running.
We have taken bold steps to improve how our city operates, to cut red tape, and to make our government more responsive to the people.
Housing remains top of mind for Mayor Rawn, just as much as it did during her campaign.
I am committed to supporting creative solutions, new ideas and development, and improving our infrastructure to ensure that we effectively address the challenges before us.
She says the city is working to streamline the permitting process, adding it will help the construction of much-needed housing.
By the third quarter of this year, we will see a 1/3 reduction in the time it takes to receive project approvals.
Highlighting the long-awaited 71B corridor project.
My administration is committed to modernizing this corridor and making it a truly walkable and accessible space where housing and businesses can thrive.
She says in the months ahead, she'll be announcing a bond issue that will improve water and sewer systems.
It is time to stop reacting to problems as they arise and plan forward smartly.
And as the city grows, she says every neighborhood deserves investment.
My administration is committed to ensuring that no part of our city is overlooked and that all residents, no matter where they live, benefit from our city's progress.
In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
City Council also tonight decided not to take any action on an ordinance that would lay out all fees when applying to rent in the city. It requires all costs be disclosed clearly and in a manner that's easily visible to potential tenants. Now, the council said it wanted more input from the city's Housing Crisis Task Force and from landlords before making a decision. New tonight, on the same day that Louisiana carried out its first execution with nitrogen gas, Arkansas's governor signing a bill into law that'll allow the state to practice that method. It makes Arkansas the 5th state to adopt the method of execution. The state has not carried out an execution since 2017, when it put 4 people to death before one of its lethal injection drugs expired. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court refused to intervene today in a legal battle over Louisiana's use of the execution method, leading to the state's first use of the nitrogen gas. Execution was the first in 15 years in Louisiana. Lawyers had argued the nitrogen gas procedure, which deprives a person of oxygen, violates the 8th Amendment's prohibition on cruel and unusual punishment. Arkansas lawmakers once again considering another bill this legislative session that concerns gender-affirming care for transgender youth. Rebecca Brown spent hours inside a committee meeting today and brings us the unexpected resistance that stopped the bill today.
To me, it's just a horrible social experiment that's just devastating the lives of people.
Gender-affirming care isn't a new issue, but it's back in the spotlight as lawmakers revisit the topic with a new approach. On Tuesday, Representative Mary Bentley introduced House Bill 1668, also known as the Vulnerable Youth Protection Act.
This bill, in short, will simply return us to the mental health treatment these children suffering from gender confusion used to receive, a treatment that, I remind you, is 90% effective.
According to Representative Bentley, the bill allows civil lawsuits against those involved in a minor's social transitioning or procedures like castration, sterilization, or mutilation. It also restricts puberty blockers except when medically necessary.
You will send a clear message that Arkansas will not stand by while families are torn apart and children are subjected to unnecessary emotional harm.
Concerns were raised about the bill's language and intent, including constitutional issues related to free speech of how the bill defines social transitioning. In Tuesday's meeting, the Attorney General's office stated they couldn't defend House Bill 1668 in court due to the First Amendment concerns.
Things like a haircut, even clothing, or even the use of pronouns, right? That's all speech. And so our concern there is that when you are criminalizing, or in this case, providing a civil cause of action for certain things, certain forms of speech, that has to pass a very, very high constitutional bar.
20 people were signed up to speak against the bill, but only a few testimonies were heard.
As a parent, I know my child better than anyone else, especially the government. I ask that this committee vote no on this bill.
Overall, the committee allowed Representative Bentley to withdraw the bill for amendments and to work with the AG's office. In Little Rock, Rebecca Brown, 5 News.
According to the committee chair, the bill is expected to be reintroduced as a special order of business before the end of the legislative session. Governor Sanders also signing into law the Arkansas Access Act today. It's the next phase of her education reform plan. The bill aims to overhaul the higher education system to align with the Arkansas Learns Act that passed last year. The plan includes accelerating pathways to colleges and careers, streamlines the admission process, and expands scholarships and standardizes course credits. A Rogers firefighter says he's just happy that his family is safe tonight after a fire that destroyed much of their home in Spiro, Oklahoma over the weekend. Firefighter Paul Lynn says 3 different agencies and more than 20 fire personnel responded to the call. Says his wife told him that earlier that night, she had heard someone trying to get in the back door, and right after that's when she discovered the fire. When Lynn assessed the damage, he said he noticed abnormalities near the back porch that leads him to believe the fire was an act of arson. He says he has no idea who or what might have been responsible. Says the response from his firefighting family has been incredible.
My captains, my chiefs, every shift up there. If I would have said yes to everyone yesterday, there wouldn't have been a single Rogers firefighter on duty. They would all have been in my front yard, but we're just at a standstill. I don't know. It's unexplainable, the emotions behind. Everyone says the firefighter family's deep, but you don't really know how deep it is till something like this happens. And it's awesome. It's incredible.
Spiro's police chief says there are enough concerns and unknowns about the fire that they felt the need to call the state fire marshal's office. They will be conducting an arson investigation to figure out what happened. Army Corps of Engineers says it is permanently closing 2 swim beaches on Beaver Lake. Rocky Branch and Lost Bridge South beaches are both on the Benton County side of the lake. Beaches are being closed because of erosion and safety issues. Both areas, by the way, will still remain open for shoreline access. Northwest Arkansas Community College announcing a new master plan for its campus in Bentonville today. Board of Trustees approved the plan this week, which will guide the school over the next 5 to 25 years as Northwest Arkansas grows. Now, the plan envisions growth for the college in both academics and integrated learning. College is also planning to grow the athletics and arts departments, adding options for on-campus housing and enhancing collaborations with local industry.